Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sambo Solomon. This is today's live on Equa Television International. And like always, we bring important topics that we'll discuss live. But Fridays, we normally discuss social media. Looking at, the world now narrowing itself because of social media. And that's the reason why you can confidently say now is a global community now, because everything, is being narrowed down. You can talk to someone within a second, but still, we know that the world is being driven by innovation, but still yet, whatever it's being used, to fast track or to ease communication, to ease people relating with one another. So people take advantage and they do the wrong thing. And today, social media, we want to look at the topic navigating cyber bullying. I'm not doing this alone. I have my squad, if I will borrow from my sister Prudence, like she always say. I have Jemima and I have Prudence. Prudence, the only Prudence that I have.
But just had to borrow that word.
Yeah, you said?
Said you just had to borrow that word.
Yes.
Okay.
I have no option.
So Prudence is the only Prudence that me. My versions are scattered all over the planet.
Jemima, please don't bully me on this set.
No,
please,
it's a harmless
please,
question.
please don't
that
bully me on
requires
this
a
session.
peaceful answer.
Okay, I will answer you.
Alright.
Our viewer, it will interest you that today we are not doing this just the three of us. We have someone very special who is a missionary. I know someone will like, okay, missionary, you're bringing me as a guest to talk about cyber. It will shock you. Just draw your seat closer to your TV or your screen, your phone, or whatever means you are using to watch us. Excuse me. And then I know you will not regret it. So just follow us. But we do this because the show, we do it together. So drop your comment what you feel about what we are discussing so that we'll do the show together. And then please, with Jesus' joy, permit me to introduce Moses Gulu. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm good.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bima. Thank you, Prudence and Solo. Thank you so much.
Good to have you. Looking good.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you.
Today we are looking at navigating cyber bullying. But we just have to establish some certain facts about what is cyber bullying all about. So, can you just give us light?
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I think the word bullying is a known word by everyone. I think it's not a new word. It's not a strange word when we hear the word bullying.
But it will shock you. Some people.
Yeah, it's possible. But
yeah,
I think
the word, but the
resonate.
meaning, the women may just be different.
Actually. But then cyberbullying is not different from the usual bullying we know. But cyberbullying is just using digital technology to want to possibly harm someone by using the person's information, possibly the person's content, videos, and pictures to get at the person, maybe by being abusive, harassing, by inciting the person to anger, and whatever it is that you just want to get at someone using the digital technology. That's cyberbullying. Though, and also, just to add to that, the thing about cyberbullying, it's always a product of what someone's gift about himself. It's the information you give about yourself that people largely will use, and then the content you create that people will largely use to against that person. So it's basically using someone's content, using someone's name, using someone's picture to get at the person, to get the person feel hurt, to embarrass the person, to abuse someone. That is what cyber bullying is.
One.
When he was talking,
yes,
something came to my mind.
Okay.
Like when he was talking about bullying, I was remembering school days.
Exactly. If you've passed through, especially if you've gone to a boarding school, Oh no, you can
Present.
relate to that. You will sure relate to
Present.
Present. In fact,
Sure
double
relate to
present.
bullying.
My mind went back to school days.
Mm.
Like it was a practical example of bullying.
Mm.
You do nothing wrong. Someone may just look at your face and hit you
Mm.
for no reason.
For no reason, yes.
Yes. Probably you're even kind, and someone doesn't even want your existence.
Mm.
Very well.
So someone just bullies you, picks on you, for no reason, and it's really bad. It has transcended to the cyberbullying. That's the bullying online.
Yeah.
And just like he has said, they bully you based on what you have given to them. And you know, there's something they always say that the internet does not forget.
The internet does not forget.
Whatever it is you posted, even if it was 20 years back, a long time ago, they would bring it out when the time comes. You would probably even not remember posting something or saying something, but when the time comes, they would dig down to the last thing that you have ever posted. So cyberbullying is based on what you have given to them. So when they bully you and you're there saying you're hurt, you're feeling tormented, you're feeling persecuted, harassed, embarrassed, and all of that, do not forget that they cannot bully you if they don't have anything to work with. So you should be cautious, extremely cautious of what you give to them, of what you place on their table.
Very true.
Well, I find this very
This is
interesting.
your smile. Prudent.
She always does that.
Yes. Okay.
Well, I just remember being dragged a lot about that. So,
Oh, really? Sorry about that. So sorry about that.
but that's by the way. For me, cyberbullying is so bad. Okay, when I say bad, I mean like it's a terrible thing because there's actually most of the time there's actually no reason. It's just something that someone decides to do. Well, let me just do this for my own. Let me make my own self better against this person. So that's what I'm trying to say is like, because let me paint my own self in a better light and make this person in the wrong light. So
Exactly.
basically, that's what pumps up the whole bullying thing in general. And cyberbullying is not any different. In fact, I am of the opinion actually that cyberbullying and the bullying that goes on in school, especially in this, if you're attending school in this era, in this period, where every other person has a cell phone with internet, then just be open. Just expect that something like that could happen to you because it's now rampant. It's not like there's a specific kind of regulation right now as a noun that is easily going to curtail all these things. So just understand that you're prone. So long as you're giving any information on the internet, you're prone to being bullied.
I think lastly, just to add to that, funny enough, most bullying starts as a joke. Most bullying starts as a joke. Maybe I just feel like say, look at your head. Just want to laugh about that, jokingly. Someone else may pick it up. He's talking about her hair, dude. This one is talking about her hair. This one, and then it seems like you're becoming uncomfortable around that discussion. That is exactly bullying.
You're having fun about it.
You're having fun about it. So mostly start as a joke. In most cases.
So how would you say the response to the joke should be so that it does not move to bullying?
Yeah, I think the response now is both sides.
Okay.
Either to the person being joked off or the people who are doing that. The response is both sides. For someone, okay, if you crack a joke about me, if I feel good about myself, really, I'll just join you to laugh for that, right? But the moment I begin to observe that it's going far beyond what I expect, is to caution you, just call your attention to that. Hey, I'm not comfortable about this anymore. Yeah, the way it's going, I don't think I'm feeling right. And sincerely, if we respect people and respect people's opinion, actually bullying is more of disrespect. But if we respect people's opinion, you will definitely, I'm sorry, I mean no harm. I mean no harm. I'm just trying to crack jokes, but since it's becoming uncomfortable with you, I'm sorry. Hands up, I'm not going to do that again.
I like the fact that you draw our attention to the substitute.
Yeah.
to the word bullying. It means disrespect.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You are just disrespecting
Respecting
someone,
someone.
but you are
Very
just
true.
finding a way to disrespect him nicely
Very true.
to some.
Yeah, exactly.
To some. But you see, like I said earlier, now we are living in a global world that somebody can just somebody that you don't even know, somebody that don't even have an idea
Yeah.
of who you are, can just cook something. And then it's a platform whereby when you enter, you just see things being put in there that you just stumble on them. It's your phone, it's your data,
Yeah.
but the things that keep popping up, I just think that most, or I would say some, you cannot even control.
Yeah.
And then getting at you, it's bullying on itself,
It is.
because once you see them, there's a way it takes you off
Feeling.
by maybe, let's say, your faith, for instance. Some things are really against
The
your
attack
belief.
on one's belief, yeah.
Yes. And then it takes you off.
Yeah.
Now the world is still getting narrower
Yeah.
day by day. In this kind of situation, what would someone do? How can you navigate all this negativity that comes with disrespect, if you allow me to say, like on those
That space,
platforms?
Yeah. I think before we respond to that, let me add to this. When you're talking about spreading one's information, lying about someone is bullying. Spreading lies about someone is bullying.
Or
And-
community.
Or in the
Or
community.
nation.
Or anything. Just saying lies or propagating lies. Fake news is a form of bullying. Yeah, because you are getting at that person. You're getting at that nation. You're getting at that community. You want to get something. You want to get them hurt. You want to make them feel bad. You want to get them angered. You want to harm them. And that is why you keep spreading fake news. So it's a form of bullying. It's a very serious form. And then these things have very serious detrimental effect. But how to navigate that? We're discussing possible ways to deal with bullying. There are a lot of things we can do. A lot of things we can do. Understanding that, first, no one can bully you except you've given them something about you. Especially in the social media space or in the digital space. It's what I tell the world about me that they can use against me. So imagine I just come to my social media page and I begin to tell the world, oh, really, this and this about me, my private life. I have a big head. I have a big nose. I don't even like the shape of my head. And that is it, right? I mean, I've done that innocently and I left it there, right? Someday someone can just pick it up and just start spreading it. This one picks it, this one picks it. And before you knew it, you're uncomfortable. Before it seems like the global world is watching you. The global world is talking about you. And it's a negative talk. So that has a way of seriously dealing with someone. So first of all, navigating social media or cyberbullying, first be cautious of what you put online. Be very careful the information you take online. It amazed me recently the way I see how everybody's taking his private life to social media. Someone is in his bathroom.
Achievements.
Private life achievement.
They won't
Imagine.
take the failures there.
You're in your bathroom, you're taking a selfie, you're posting online. You're doing this, you're taking online. You had a breakup, it's online. You just have an engagement, it's online. Someone just talked to you, hi, good morning, it's online. Everything is online.
You have a baby.
You have a baby, before the baby, it's online. We just do everything, and somehow we think as if we are socializing in our thinking, possibly.
And we.
Actually, we are, but then let's be careful to what extent. Let's be careful to what extent we do all of that. So when we provide all those kind of information, right, and then someone picks it up tomorrow and said, I had an issue with this guy. We have seen that with a lot of celebrities. Whose issues actually someone will go dig it out and bring it out and say, I remember 5 years ago you were dating this lady, this and this happened, and this is it. And you're uncomfortable about the information coming out now. But you are the one who brought it to social media space. So why wouldn't they use it? You have told the people that this is you. So they can use it against you. So it always starts from being careful what you put online. That will really, really help. And I think for most youth or young people, parents should always provide pre-awareness, I would say. Yeah, or provide awareness before. If you have children or youth or adolescents, teenagers who are using social media, who have access to the internet, it's good to inform them before they start using social media, about the possible things they will possibly see, the possible things that will happen on social media, just to guide them and just to help them. Because if we're going to talk about the effect of cyberbullying, it's enormous. It's enormous. We've had cases of people who commit suicide because of social cyberbullying.
And then I would like to ask, we kept saying you should be careful of what you put out there, right? Because it will be used against you. But what if you have put something out there and you're trying to get it back so that it will not be used against you? How do you go about that? Before you answer, I would like to use what Joyce said some time ago. She said there was this lady that was dating a guy and he would always ask her for her nude pictures. And at a point she was sending the pictures without her face. And then he was saying, why won't you send me the ones with your face? Are you ashamed of me? I am your boyfriend, so what is it? What are you trying to hide? And she sent the ones with her face. It got to a point he was blackmailing her. And he said, if you don't do this, I would post your pictures online. And she kept feeling like he was joking. She said, post it. And he started posting the ones without her face. And at that point, she was running for a modeling something. So she was the popular figure at that point in time. And at the end of the day, he posted the ones that included her face. And it tarnished her image, her reputation went down the drain. So the question again, what if you have already posted, you have given the media something that they can use against you, and you have gotten to a point that you want to retrieve it back?
Well, currently, when it comes to social media space, it's like I mentioned earlier, the internet does not forget. It does not forget. It's very difficult to permanently delete what has gone on the internet. It's quite difficult. Well, I'm actually happy with the way the what do you call it, social media technology owners and are doing now. They are beginning to give that leverage, that opening for some of those things to be done. It's possible that you can go delete the post, but the challenge is that you may delete the post at your end, but once someone have shared it, what will you do? It's already at the person's end. So will you call the person and say, please help delete? How many can you reach? This is social media. Most of the people, you don't even know them. And not everybody is there. Not everybody there has a good intention. Like the lady you're talking about, at first, why did you even have to share that? Why did you have to do it? That's the consciousness of cybersecurity. You should also know that some of these things would definitely be used against you. People may not show it now. Anything that will be a threat to your personality tomorrow, whatever it is, don't even think of taking it online. Try as much as you can to keep it personal. Let it be with you. At most with your loved ones, if you want it to go. That is why when you go on social medias, you can regulate who sees your post. Right? You can decide, okay, I'm posting to the public. No, not to the public. Private, to this group, to this particular person. Those are things we can actually help to mitigate some of these things. And then the ones you can delete, if there's any post you have made you want to delete, please do well to take it down. Yeah, you can do well to delete them. That's the one that have that opening. But the ones that do not have the opening to delete, I'm sorry. I'm just so sorry.
I have this question in my head. When we talk about cyberbullying, the first thing that comes to your head is a personality, this person, an individual rather. But I'm curious, is cyberbullying including, see for instance, you find the whole Ghana Niger dragging that goes on onto social media. Couldn't that be a form of cyberbullying? Like, for instance, if it's a bigger country dragging a smaller country down the drain and all that, isn't that also?
Of course, it is a form of cyberbullying. We mentioned earlier it can be dragging a community, dragging a nation, an individual, an organization, right? Just wanting to tarnish their image, just wanting to make them look bad. It's cyberbullying. So long as you're doing that using the digital technology or the digital space, it is cyberbullying. no matter what it is, just imagine, okay, we're dragging an issue, Nigeria-Ghana thing, Nigerian-Ghana thing, and then somehow it's taken to our mind. It will affect the way we see ourselves, right? If we keep talking about Nigeria this, Nigeria that, Nigeria this and that, somehow it affects us. We may just laugh about it, right? To us, we're cracking jokes and all of that. But tomorrow you find out that you're beginning to think in that line. You're beginning to see yourself like how it has been said on social media, right? And Nigerians are not very good people, or you said Ghanaians are not very good with cooking like Nigerians are. You will just be saying that jokingly, but someone may feel tomorrow, well, moreover, if I meet a Ghanaian, I would prefer that they cook than I cook because they're much more than me. It affects our mentality. It affects the way we see ourselves. So it can be dragging a nation, dragging a community, dragging a person, are all form of cyber security and bullying.
Right. So since we have established that, isn't there a way that this could be regulated? Like, I know I've heard of where they would just close down certain sites. You report certain sites because of things like this. But isn't there a more pronounced way to actually mitigate, to actually take down this cyberbullying? Something that could really break the strength that the the social media has to bully people and communities as well.
Yeah, of course there are ways that can be done. First is to even see from the people providing the services, right? If you check mostly on Facebook, you have an opportunity to report a particular post if you don't like it, and then a page too, and then Facebook have it that they flag off some posts if you use certain words. If there are certain words they are not good with it, once they sense danger about it, they sense certain things, the sense is going one direction, they'll flag off the post.
Or they give you a probation.
They give you a probation for some days. I think
I've
I've gotten probations several times because I'm a content creator, and then sometimes I create content as a word that's dead. Just using the word dead, Facebook will flag it off. So they don't want to see that. Anything that will sound negativity, they don't want to see it. So the moment the algorithm picks it will flag off that post. It will flag it off. So those are some of the things they're also putting up. And then, unfortunately for us, the internet space has not been, it has not grown that big like the physical space. So not much countries have laws and regulations about that. Very, very few countries. A lot of even developed nations do not have laws that handle that. They only fall back to laws that has to do with harassment and all of that. But there are no laws that deals with cyberbullying. But I think gradually something is happening. Something is happening. I think recently Mark Zuckerberg and some of those guys were dragged in the U.S. Senate recently, having them talk because of certain things that's happening on their blogs, on their what do you call it, their apps. So it's something is happening. I'm sure that this time a lot of measures will be in place to help with this.
And something you said earlier on, you should just be careful about what you post, so that at the end of the day you don't even have, you can't,
why give
you won't
yourself
be
the
crying
headache
over
of
spilled
thinking
milk.
what if this person gets to see this?
So the way out is just to do away with all of that. And one thing I see is that a lot of people that would be there bullying and saying one form of thing or the other are people that cannot even stand you physically. Like when you're there, the person cannot even say a word. But because we're all hiding behind the screen, you say what you want to say.
It's my phone, it's my data, it's my internet connection. You
calling insults at an elderly man, and you'll be wondering, where are the morals? Where are the manners?
You're talking about respect, an elder and a young person and an older person, but you also see that most times those that are really dragged are those that have made a name for themselves. And when I say a name for themselves, you find artists, you find actors, celebrities, actually, politicians, pastors, and all that. Those are the people that are mostly being dragged, public figures. So I find it really interesting because that's what you just said. Is someone who you cannot stand.
You can't stand. You can't stand this person.
You'll be stammering.
Yes.
But all of a sudden online you are insulting me and my generation. What is it?
And you know, a lot of this, I've actually seen a number of these celebrities who committed suicide, and majorly it's because of dragging on social media. And I'm intentional about using the word dragging because that's the word we use now.
Yeah.
It's like you're just dragging the person. It's not like there's anything. It's just a form of
But
joke.
actually, it's
We're just-
bullying.
That's what
It's
people.
not
people
physical,
can-
but
yeah.
it's way more than physical.
Yes. And what really happens here is that it's easier for it to get to you than for physical bullying. Why I'm saying physical bullying is that physical bullying could leave evidence on your body.
Yeah, very true.
It could leave certain form of evidences. But you see this one, it's on the internet. If
Yeah.
it's not that someone is following you or checking up on your profile
Yeah.
or anything, this person rarely even sees it. So and you're not even sure of who is doing this and who is not. So it plays a lot with your emotions, your mental health. It just goodness, it just breaks it. It's like, so depression just sets in faster than you can imagine. You just think that it's a global village, just like he kept on saying. It's a global village. So you just feel like, oh, everybody in this world hates me.
Yeah,
So-
I think
So what's the point?
you're talking about those are some of the effects of cyberbullying. The mental effect is deep. It's deep. I think some of the reason why a lot of people have committed suicide because of that. Just imagine you have a group of people who are just causing negativity on someone's name, just calling the person's name, insulting the person. If not for someone who has been helped by God, right, and has built a very good self-esteem of himself, right, it's easy to go into isolation, to get depressed, different thoughts crossing the mind. Why not just take your life? We've seen people experiment with drugs, right? Why? Because they were bullied. Even when we were kids, growing up in schools, right? We've seen all of those things happen. We have seen young girls give out their body. Why? Because they were bullied. They want to feel among. Because someone told them they're not beautiful. You're ugly. So once they said that, and this one is laughing, a group of young girls laughing at a lady, tomorrow you find out that if she's not standing, right, you just find out that she has given up to something else. People have experimented with drugs because of that. So these things have very detrimental effect. It does. And whatever it is we can do, honestly, we have to find a way to curtail it. We just have to find a way. I'm glad that a lot of celebrities who have experienced cyberbullying are coming out to talk and saying, please, we can't do this. People are campaigning against it because truly it destroys. It does destroy.
You talked about two things that I grabbed from what you said. First, you talked about the issue of death.
Yeah.
Like, it can just be a word that you use when she asks, you know, what are the measures? You know, are they? And then the other one, you talked about the issue of suicide.
Yes.
Okay. Could it be the technology that we have now is killing us, is doing us more harm? I mean, seeing that, then you don't hear the issue of suicide like the
that,
way
yeah.
you hear
This now.
about it nowadays. So could you say that, you know, the advent of technology has done more harm to us than good? Because, you know, the level of suicide now, and then it happening among the young ones,
people, yeah.
and you begin to ask yourself, these are just vibrant people that, you know, the world should look up
They
to,
have a good
because
life
they
ahead of
have a
them.
good life.
Future.
You understand, and then these are people that are just taking up their life, thinking, you know, they don't belong because someone out there is bullying them, you know, and so on and so forth. And when you talk about the bullying, I can relate fast when I reverse, I rewind, and I go back to secondary school. Then I remember me picking my box and my stuff like I'm going, and I remember I don't have TP then.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
My
Wow.
cousin ran from school,
Wow.
boarding house. My cousin, he ran from the
Because
boarding
of
house.
bullying.
So he was not at
He
home.
left
And
everything.
he was not in school. He
Wow.
was sleeping in a spoiled car that was abandoned. He was always sleeping there because people were bullying him. And the people that were bullying him were his seniors, but he was taller and bigger than them. So they were bullying
So
him
they
because
use
he
class
was
to
bigger.
they use seniority to intimidate him, not size.
Exactly.
Yeah, sometimes that's the psyche that these people
Yes.
use, you know. But then we didn't hear much of all of this
Suicide, like we
depression.
have now.
You know,
Yes.
it's another thing.
Yes,
Depression,
depression.
withdrawing from people.
Yeah.
You know, just coming back to your shell and then not bringing out the potential why God created you.
Yeah.
That thing alone is an issue
It is
that
a
we are
very big
facing.
one.
So, how can you advise that? Let's look at it from this angle again,
Yeah.
from where we are coming from as Christians. Because I just say this because people take things for granted. People say things don't matter. That's why you hear someone will tell you it's my life.
Yes.
So because it's your life, I'm your neighbor, I don't matter. I'm just asking.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm your neighbor, I don't matter. And Jesus will say that Jesus will talk about your neighbor,
Your neighbor, yeah.
right?
Really
Love
loving
your neighbor
Yes.
as yourself.
Yes.
And then you are saying, it's my life, it's my phone, it's my data. I can do whatever I want to do. And some people go to an extent like cooking stories.
Yes.
Not even like you drop something that they can use.
Mm-hmm.
They just imagine,
Imagine
they
and
just
create
create
lies,
story
yes.
and they just pull out something. And before people will know that that thing is
It's not
lie,
true.
is not true, already they have tarnished your image.
Very
And then
true.
you hear the person now is considering dying.
Yeah.
The person is considering withdrawal,
Mhm.
depression, and the rest. And it affects even our productivity.
Very well.
You know, in the church, in the country. And if you look at it, I want to draw our mind to this country, Nigeria.
Yeah.
The way we take memes now. Like it's the new gospel.
Yeah.
That's what is flying. Somebody just want to see you, you know, like I don't know how to describe it. As simple as I want to take this cup and eat sleep. That's what somebody is just waiting.
Yeah.
Before you know it,
It has gone.
it has
And
gone.
then-
He has written something on it. He has dragged the attention of people to it, and it's out there
Very true.
just to bring out people. Can we talk from the Christian perspective?
I think first, let me draw our attention to this as Christians.
Yeah, I talked about that you talk about. So
Yeah.
now, because Christians are to take advantage of every innovation, you know, to
Yeah.
preach the
Yeah,
gospel.
the place of the
And now
internet.
the social media. So I cannot create a content that said if you don't receive Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, you will die.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you
yeah,
said that,
yeah.
that was just what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
So if
you-
I bring a content like
can-
that, that means in the nearest future it can be bring down. It can
Yes.
be brought down.
Yes, you can. There are different ways you can actually present those words,
Okay.
right? You can, if you observe, when some people are typing, instead of using to complete the spelling, they can change one of the letters and put an asterisk there, and
Okay.
it's just you're just trying to
Okay.
to make the algorithm not to pick what it is, because if you do that, you have altered it. The algorithm does not know.
Okay.
Is an AI.
Okay.
It does not know what exactly that is, because it was not programmed to take note of that.
Okay.
So once you can use some of those, and then of course human beings will know that this is what you're trying to say here. That is being done a lot. So and I think the place of the internet, we cannot say it has done more harm than good. Truly, the internet has done more good than harm. It has. It has created a global village for us in a very easy way. You can access anything you want to know. You can reach out to anyone anywhere with ease. It has really done us good. It has done us good. The thing is just that, of course, we expect that in every good thing, or in every good place, you will find bad people too. So just the way it is physically, expect it too on the internet space. So there are people that are actually there to wreck it. There are people that are actually there to do harm. Yeah, we must bear that in our mind. So they are there, but they're not much more than the good people. They're not. And those things are not more than the good things that happen over there. So it's not actually doing more bad. It's more good. Just that, of course, we need to be conscious of this kind of a people. There are people that are actually on social media purposely to bully. For them, is a way of creating popularity. Is a way of dragging people, traffic to their page. to their blog. So there are people that are there for that. No matter what you say, just know that. Just know that people that are just waiting for you to just do one thing, just do one of your posts, they have a way of picking it. We have seen videos of a whole message, right? Maybe a man of God gives a whole message, right? People can just pick one thing and take it out of context, right? And just bring out maybe the 10-second statement he said, right? In the whole context of what he teaches. But they'll take maybe it out of that context, and then they'll just, that 10 seconds, they will make sure that it goes viral. And a lot of people will not go back to check what actually prompted this statement. And that is you're bullying that person. You're embarrassing that person. And that is not right. So when we're coming about what Christians should do, right? First of all,
now living the laws.
Yeah,
you know the laws, because earlier you remember, she asks what are the laws put in place to deal with this.
Yes.
Now, this one is for general, but now from our
perspective as Christians, but the Christian laws now.
Yes,
by the Christian laws now. How should it be for us?
Say?
What does the Bible say about this?
Live?
Yeah, I think first of all is to draw our attention as Christians to know that whatever you're posting online, be careful what intention you have in mind. If because I just bought a new shoe of $50, right? And I know that most of the people around me cannot afford a shoe of $10, right? Posting that with the intention of intimidating them, you're already bullying someone, because you're getting someone feel intimidated.
Yes.
With that intention alone, it's wrong. It's wrong. As Christians, we cannot live like that. Of course, it can come up, maybe just someone saw your shoe. I saw you wore one shoe, is good. You say, yeah, thank God I got it, but it's not about what I have. It's not about my possessions, right? I love you, I know. Let people know that you truly love them. Let people know that you truly love them. Let them know that you're there. It's not because you want to intimidate them, right? So whatever content we're taking online as believers, right? Let's check our motive. Because you are getting married, and then maybe your neighbor has been there trusting God for a life partner for years. You keep painting into the person's face. Not to pass information that, rejoice with me, the Lord has done me good, I'm getting married. The intention is to intimidate. Is to get this person feel so bad. It is wrong. It's wrong. Scripture said we must be our brother's keeper. Right? Let's watch for our neighbors. Let's be kind. It's a fruit of the Spirit. Kindness is. We have to be kind. We must create a community of kind people. People who truly look out for one another. People who truly love people. We have to be deliberate. It doesn't just come from the blues. Right? We have to be deliberate about creating that kind of a community. If not, it's going to be a dangerous place to live in. The world would sincerely be if Christians cannot be able to salt the world, right? If we can't be able to salt the world and provide the light as it is now with the way things are going, then who will? Where will someone who does not even know Christ run to? If we don't create that environment where it is more acceptable, where it is more loving, where it is full of kindness, that should be our attitude, even in our use of social media space. Let's have that in mind, that we are believers. We cannot keep laughing at people. We cannot keep joking with people's life, people's personality, creating lies about people. It's a lie. Scripture said, whoever lies is the son of the devil, because he's the father of all liars. That's what he is. So when we keep lying about people, you take what someone did not say and say the person said it. Or you bring in an information and saying that this person is like this when actually the person is not. It's not the Christian life.
And the scripture says, whatever you do, whether you eat or drink, do it
or think even.
Yes, do it to the glory of God. So the bullying you're doing, is it to the glory of God? The things you are posting, is it to the glory of God? We should not forget all of these things. One thing that is being done as a form of bullying is impersonation.
Very key.
Online. You find someone hacking into your account and then duping people, extorting from people, threatening people.
Using your personality.
Yes. Using mean words to people. He's impersonating you. And then if you truly have been putting the right things there, the moment someone impersonates you, people would know you're not the one. And immediately they try to reach you. But if you have been leading people astray, bullying and doing all sorts of things, when someone impersonates you, it's more
It's
like
easy.
birds of the same feather.
Yeah.
He is continuing where you
This
stopped.
person has
Yes,
failed.
so indeed, whatever we do, we should do to the glory of God. And also the I think there was something you mentioned earlier on, securing your accounts.
Yeah.
That should be something that we should look into.
note, yeah.
Yes, we should make sure that our account setting, our privacy, we secure them. There's this double authorization. You secure it so that someone doesn't even gain access into your account, and even if he's trying to, you would be alerted. Yes, so that nobody would do things out of what you have been doing.
Very true. That's key.
You mentioned us being deliberate, being intentional about what we put out there, and then even being intentional by creating a community, a kind community out there, that someone would look out and say, yes, there's this house that I think I can run to and I would find help. And then be conscious of people around us. I think this issue of is my life, is my daughter, is my data, should not come from the mouth of any believer. Yes. And you see, the Bible says, if me eating meat, it's Paul that said, if me eating meat will cause someone to look down on the name of Jesus Christ, then I should avoid it. So that means even if I'm posting something, I should think that, okay, who is closer to me? If I'm posting my shoe, that I can afford 100,000 pair of shoe, and then Prudence is sitting next to me. It is my duty as a Christian to think on my behalf. And said, if I do this, how will Prudence think? How will she feel? Then that should even control me of not posting, because it will just make her feel, maybe this person, you are not intimidating, but you will just put her in that position. It's the position that God wants you to even avoid. Don't even make the person to even think that way. Talk more of you being intentional about the bullying. So I think Christians should be careful, should observe that, and I think doing that will show truly that yes, we are brothers keepers. And then you see, I feel the Bible have handled all of this thing. The verses are just there. The verses are just there because it already we talk about the issue of lie. How the Bible considers someone that lies. The originator of lie. Lies come from the pit of hell. So that means if you practice it, that's where you belong. So you can imagine somebody will just come out publicly, and then exhibiting that kind of character, telling people this is where I'm coming from. But let me say this. Do you think bullying take place in a gospel community? Let me put it that way. In a mission community.
Okay, in a Christian community.
You can say that. Okay. I'm just trying to break it so that people will just pick the one that they can relate with. Yes.
I think Prudent wanted to say something to that.
No.
Okay, exactly.
Bullying takes place everywhere.
I was just thinking of something, but go ahead.
Okay. Actually, you see, wherever you find a community of people, right? Except they are aware, right, that this thing, if I do this way or if I go this way, it will have this effect, right? You can mitigate that to a very large extent, but I can't see that entirely. You won't find bullying in Christian community. So it's
Christian
possible.
cyberspace.
In a Christian cyberspace, we can see, we can still see bullying. We can still. That's why we're also calling on people to be intentional about this. Now, this awareness is out there. You know that this thing is not actually helping someone grow his Christian faith. It's not helping someone feel good about himself. It's creating more of negativity in someone's mind. So what do we do as Christians? Let's watch against it. Let's make sure we don't propagate it.
By your act, someone is questioning his salvation.
Yes.
Wow.
So these are some of the things, but we cannot say that completely you won't find bullying in Christian community. I don't think that is. Though there's no any, I've not laid my hands on any research that has been done to say that, but I don't think that we'll say that completely there's no bullying in Christian community, because we have seen that in maybe in the places where we stay. Some of us stay in a Christian dominated environment or Christian claimed dominated environment. So you see some of these things happening. So it's just for us to be careful anyway.
Okay, so about the whole bullying thing in a Christian community, you see, the thing is, we are all humans, and as human beings, we are prone to wanting to feel better of ourselves, and to also want to have a certain level of fun. So, because we all want to feel better about ourselves and we want to have some certain form of fun, you can't exempt bullying from it, because sometimes some people have to take it an extra mile to bring someone down to be able to get up. Yes. So and you wouldn't, it might be on a very low
Low level,
pedestal. It's very low. It might be like that, but then it is not necessarily completely out of the picture. So when we're talking about bullying, it's easy to find it in any place and every place. So now when it comes back to our consideration of the next person, personally, I think that the gospel is a gospel of love. And when I say a gospel of love, it means that you need to care for the well-being of the next person. That's why Jesus had to talk about the Good Samaritan and all that. And if you are going to be able to, if you really want to follow and you really want to be a Christian to the core, then you have to put into consideration the person that is next to you and that person's salvation as well. But you see, a lot of times we neglect that. It's like, oh well, I'm already saved, so it doesn't matter if the person next to me is or not. And that's the attitude a lot of Christians carry. And because we are carrying that attitude, we also take it to the cyberspace. Also, there's also the issue of doctrines. I'm from a different doctrine. I have a different doctrine from you. You have a different doctrine from mine. And tomorrow, because we disagree about something, we drag it to the internet. And because we've dragged it to the internet, we drag each other. And my followers would, my supporters would say what they want to say. Her supporters would say what they want to say. And at the end of the day, it escalates to bullying. So these are things that are real, and we're seeing and in everyday life in our communities, on the social media community, everywhere. In fact, there's one specific social media platform that a lot of people just go there so they can drag people and go out. and because I said this, I know a number of you understand where I'm going to. So it's not that you should totally not go to those kind of places, because these things are rampant there, but just know how to navigate, how to, well, our topic is navigating social cyberbullying. Just know how to move around. And really key is the fact that we kept on saying that you watch what you're posting, you watch what you're putting out there. And if you're not watching what you're putting out there, then first of all, you're prone to cyberbullying, and you can also be bullying someone. It's like both sides of the coin. So, and if you are the person that is bullying someone, dear Jesus, oh goodness, you could just be doing yourself great harm, because as we have also established, social media never forgets. It never does.
The internet does not forget.
We all remember that there was a time that a minister in Nigeria was dragged all over the internet because of something that he had said. So things like that would always be coming up, because it's the internet and it never forgets. So just be conscious.
I think being conscious is very, very key, like we've said. And I think, so I'm just thinking about the person. What if someone who has been bullied, what should the person do? Yeah, for someone who has been bullied, someone who is facing bullying. I think first of all is to speak out. Speak out. Don't keep quiet. Don't keep it to yourself. Because there's something about bullying, especially cyberbullying, right? When people are doing it, to them they are catching fun, right? So if you don't say no, if you don't speak out, they will feel as if you are feeling good about it, or you don't
But
care.
some, they even want you to say no.
Yes,
That will give them the mind that yes, that thing is really getting at you.
That's true. That's true. But then I think a larger percentage of it is to actually
speak up.
Speak out. That's I think that's the first step, right? Speak out. You can reach out to someone. You can get to see. You can go for psychotherapy, because a lot of people are mentally affected because of this. You can see a psychotherapist.
Cyberspace.
Yeah, you can talk to people. You can report their post. You can report the person's handle. You can do all of that just to be able to help yourself. And then you can, like I'm saying, for the person who has been bullied, first of all, try to see a counselor if you can. You see someone, see your pastor, see a believer in church, someone who you can confide in, and just tell the person this is what you're passing through. It's making you have these feelings. And then, if possible, I will always recommend that you see a psychotherapist, because of the nature of how these things can do to our mental mind, or our mental state. So it's good to see a psychotherapist that will actually help. And that will really go a long way. And then sometimes it's actually good to cut off from that social media space or the internet that is actually resulting. Because if you don't see it, right? If you don't see it, it's mild. Now whenever you log on to your social media handle, that's what is popping on your face, and it hurts. So sometimes it's just good to just, as you can, take a break.
Follow page you follow.
Pages, just try and take a break. Try and take a break. It won't cause any harm.
When you were talking, what came to my mind was the reasons people give as to not speaking out. You know, someone would say, there are people that are looking up to me, so if I speak out, you know, the level of my dignity would drop. What would people say? My reputation and what they think of me. Personally, speak out. Speak out just first, then we deal with the other reputation later on. And
first of all, be safe from this one.
Be safe.
Yes, you have to take a step.
Yes, because it is too late to cry when the head has already been chopped off. So do the first thing first. When we get to the river will cross it and we'll know what to do. It applies to the same thing with domestic violence. Bullying, domestic violence, and all of that.
Physical bullying.
They find it so hard. Yes, they find it so hard to want to speak out so that they come out of it. At a point, you'll be wondering if they are enjoying the bullying. Like, it's affecting you physically, mentally, emotionally, but you're still in there. You're finding it difficult to come out. You should know that you should come out.
The devil is crafty.
Yeah, he makes you feel like that's your safe zone.
No, yes, that's your safe zone, because he will keep reminding you. If you try that, it's going to escalate. You can't take it. You can't bear it. Look at your personality. You are a presenter now.
Global presenter. People that are looking up to you, what would they say? You will crash down their hopes. A lot of times, you don't even hear about people that have been bullied until it is too late. Like the suicide we talked about. Sometimes you kill yourself, and then we now get to hear that this person was bullied. And we'll be like, so why didn't he talk? Why didn't he speak out? We know that it can be difficult, but then take that bold step and speak out, and every other thing would fall in place.
And can someone bully himself by himself?
I think
quickly.
Actually, it's possible.
Yes.
It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible. I think to add to what she just said, in Christian community, let's stop the stigmatization. The moment you hear something negative about someone, it's not to stigmatize. It's not to complicate the issue. It's to come in love and embrace and let the person see hope in life. That will actually help. Someone can actually bully himself. When you keep feeling bad about yourself, right, and you keep propagating negativity about you, you're causing harm to yourself. You're abusing yourself. Right? All those things, you're self-bullying. So it's possible friends can actually help to reduce all of that. If you find out that this person is bullying and the person cannot speak out, please do well to speak for the person's sake, right? Let's do that. We must create a community of loving people and people that share kindness.
And if you are not sure of something, please don't put it out there.
Yes.
Because I know of guys and ladies in the name of relationship, they have put in some write-ups out there that today
they're finding a way to
they are finding a way of taking it off, or if they have taken it off, they always remember that once upon a time they have posted certain things about a particular person that it turned out to be not what they were expecting and the rest. And whenever they remember that it was up there, they feel bad about it and they keep, denying themselves, good life, by lamenting, and then living in their own shell. I think whatever you are giving out there, like you rightly said from the beginning, we should really watch and be careful. And then it's not everything. It's not everything that you take it up there.
That's why
I just feel if there is anything that you feel it can be out there, I think it's the verses of the Bible. Back to back, we should pick the verses from Genesis to Revelation and keep repeating them. But when it comes to about certain things about our life, because people can just misinterpret whatever and then they see you in a different light. So what is a personal life? Live it personal. And I think that will really help.
Private life should be private.
Yes.
It should be private.
I wish we would have a part 2 of this discussion,
Yeah, there's so much to say about it.
What do you think, Jemima? But we'll look at it. We'll talk to our producer. If she said, "Well, let's come and do part 2," sure, we'll look for you.
It's okay.
Thank you, Moses, for your insights on this show. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time. Jemima, thank you so much for doing this with me today. Prudence, thank you. And for the viewer out there, we appreciate you. We thank you for your comments. Please let them keep coming. Let's hear your view concerning what we are discussing and the way out, so that will help someone out there. Thank you, Equa Executive, for this opportunity. For our supporters out there, we really appreciate you, and we are praying for you that God will continue to open doors for you as you keep supporting us. Thank you so much. And this is the much that we can take. Until next time, same station, same time. Bye bye for now.